What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Now, first and foremost, I want to, I'm okay with saying when I mess up. All right, I'm completely okay with admitting to it. All right, this is DFS. Mistakes happen. Now, as you remember in yesterday's video, I said, look, I'm not playing V5. V5 will not win. Okay? V5 will not win. Now, and I'm not going to sit here, like, I stood by that. Okay? I did not play any V5. Expected DMO to demolish them, and look what happened. V5 swept them. Wow. Anyways, so yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy second day of LPL, but it's time to redeem ourselves. Now, in this video, I am going to go over like 3 core guys, and then we're going to talk about my favorite team stack, stuff like that. But let's go ahead and start off first with just breaking down these teams in general. Let's go over these teams. Let's see where maybe Vegas could be possibly wrong or where they're right. All right, so let's start off with Team Wii. All right, let's talk about Team Wii. Let's talk about, we're going to go off of spring splits, okay, how they did during the spring, okay? Now, first and foremost, kills per game. They had 14.5 kills per game. They died 13.6 times per game. They were just a solid team when it came to kills. They were super, super aggressive. They died a lot, though. 13.6 is a solid amount to die. So they definitely died a lot, but they are a very aggressive team. And that, in turn, ends up a lot of times they have a lot of fantasy points to come along with them. So that's Team Wii. All right, now let's move on to who Team Wii will be playing, and that is Sunning. All right, Sunning, last year, 13.8 kills per game, 14.8 deaths per game. So far, out of these 2 games, it is looking like Team Wii, yes, their kills per game are right around equal. Team Wii is slightly beating them out, and the deaths per game is higher for Sunning. So I would expect Team Wii to get the upper hand in this one. Vegas is accurate on that side. Vegas is also predicting Team Wii to win. I am going to go ahead and stick with that, all right? So yeah, I'm going Team Wii over Sunning. But both of these teams get some good kills per game. Okay, both of these teams have. So if it does end up, like I could see in GPP stacking Sunning. I definitely could. All right. Next up, let's check out VG, and then we'll go on over to BLG. All right. Actually, let's start with BLG because they're right here in front of me. All right. BLG last year. All right, they had 11.7 kills per game, 12.5 deaths per game. So as you can see, the difference between the game with Sunning and Wii, there's a lot less aggressiveness between this team right here. Okay, they don't get a ton of kills per game. They they die a decent amount, but there's just not a whole bunch of aggressiveness for this team for Billy Gaming. Okay, now let's look at the other side. Let's look at VG and see how they like to play. All right, now breaking it down and looking at Vicky Gaming, they get 11.8 kills per game and 12.3 deaths per game. So this is interesting. All right. So in this game, it's a toss-up. It's hard to decide. I believe Vegas has VG. Sorry, this is going, but it looks like VG is getting the upper hand in Vegas. This honestly, in my mind, could go either way. In GPP, I would go BLG over VG just solely off of because of Vegas lines. People are going to raise that ownership of VG above BLG most likely. 11.8 kills per game for VG and 12.3 deaths per game. So, I mean, both of these teams don't have a ton of action going on with either of them. You could really, seriously go either way here. Okay, it's just not one of the games you want to get. Most likely, like most of the time, the ideal lineup build for LPL would be 4-3. I would go for Team Wii, get exposure to that side of it as much as I possibly could, and then go the other side of this with this VG BLG game. Now, honestly, with it only being 2 games, I'm siding with BLG. Okay, Vegas has VG, so that's going to have all that. Like, there's not much of a difference between these 2 teams. Okay, and with that being said, I think the ownership will be higher on VG because they are projected to win by Vegas. Okay, and that alone will raise their ownership above BLG is what I'm expecting. Okay, so I am going to personally at this moment side with BLG over them. Okay, Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, obviously, Team Wee is my favorite stack. I talked about it already. They are definitely the team that I want the most exposure to on this slate. So, with that being said, Tichurma is my guy. Okay, plain and simple, Tichurma is my guy. Now, what I like to do mostly is I like to find the team that I'm most interested in. Okay, will have the most activity, and I like to get my favorite player from that at captain if possible. Okay, and that pot honestly for me at 11-4 would be Tichurma in my opinion. He's got some really high upside. He gets a solid amount of kills. He is kind of the guy who carries them aggressively on this team. Now, obviously, Ju Mang is a solid option at 11-7, but he's 300 more than Tichurma. I'd rather just get Tichurma. So that's about it. So I'm going captain. I'm going to go ahead and go Tichurma. Now, AD carry is where it gets a little difficult here because Jumang would go along with our team we stack, but you also have solid option of like iBoy. I know that's VG, but so if you're going to go with Vegas, iBoy would be the way to go at AD carry. But like I said, as of right now, I kind of like siding with BLG to get a little bit different off of what Vegas is expecting. And probably, honestly, Bishang, along with this team we stacked, probably needs to be in there because he's also a very aggressive player. He's a great option as well. AD carry, it does get a little bit difficult because iBoy does seem so nice there. So it's a difficult decision for sure. But let's go ahead and go over here to top. Now, this is where it comes down to like, what do we want to do here? There's $1,000 difference between Morgan and the BLG tops. Honestly, it's a tough decision, man. It's really a tough decision. I would start. Listen, my way of going at this moment, it's hard for me to decide what BLG guys. I'd probably go Fofo for BLG. He's probably my guy I would go at mid. Seeing that, like I said, I want to get off of the more popular VG most likely because of Vegas odds and go with BLG here because it's only 2 games. Now, I would rather take a stance on Team Wee because Wee is so aggressive, and I think they're going to get the W here. So, Tichurma, Bishang, and Fofo is kind of my core, the guys I really like here. We're going to have to make sure be 100% on lineups. I will check that right now, actually, to make sure that nothing has changed and make sure that our lineups are what we expect them to be, and I can give you guys the starting lineups officially right now. So, what we have, if I can find them. Sorry, I had them a second ago. But yeah, Tichurma's definitely going to be in. And then we're going to have Bishang who will be in. I really wanted to check on Fofo really fast, but I can't find where I had it saved. Oh, well, just keep an eye on that. Make sure Fofo's in the lineup. I'm pretty sure he will be. But this is the core. These are the guys I like. Tichurma, Bishang, and Fofo. Personally, at this moment, I like stacking Team Wee. They are the more aggressive, and they are in the more aggressive game. There's going to be a lot of killing going on in this one, and I want as much exposure as possible to it. So Team Wee is the side I'm going there. I'm liking a 4-3 stack as of right now with Team Wee and BLG, and the only reason BLG is because both of these teams aren't very aggressive, and Vegas likes VG, like I've said, so we can get a lower owned BLG, and if BLG happens to sweep, easy W on a 2-game slate. Thank you guys for joining me as always. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad, and I'm out. Peace.